Every month over the past year, without fail, I've attended the rooftop parties hosted by the urban concepts collective Kool Out at their headquarters/party spot in Jozi CBD. It's become tradition, something I do without breaking a sweat. Plus, I can always holler at a friend to holler at a friend who's got the ticket hookup.
I was doing a Cape Town gig. And oh, sorry, I need to take this.
Originally, it was me, this graffiti artist who's also a dope DJ named Falco, and this other DJ who's atrocious named Just B. I sat with those guys. I was like, yo, man, let me start this night, and then you guys can be the DJs as well. And then DJ Easy jumped on board. Eventually, Falco and Easy just decided to do their own thing with classics. And then at that point, we brought on Reiko, who is one of like the most respected hip hop DJs in the game, man. Like I learned a lot from that guy, and also he brought a certain amount of credibility and just a new element to musicality, man. He's got such a great music knowledge. So he joined the crew, and then at that point it was me, Mingus, and Reiko.
But us if you're feeling a party, like shake your body till you break the floor. Let's go. Yes, hands in the sky, come on, side to side, left to right. Now this is what we all about. Like this is how we break shit down. Thank you very much, yo.
They do the Kool Out Lounge, the waiting room, more like having open mic session, lounging, people having fun, enjoying music, and building a scene, as a result. And then on the weekend they have like a Kool Out Live at Zula Bar, one of the greatest venues we had in, Zula is like part of like, Cape Town hip hop history.
Always the way that I find places to DJ, where I become residents, is like when I move someplace new, I go to different venues, and like it's not even based on the music that they're playing, it's based on the vibe of the venue, and I'm just like, yo, I want to play here. And Waiting Room was that type of spot, but they had this rule, there was no hip hop, so I submitted a mix, and it was all like instrumental stuff, man. They gave us the first Wednesday of the month, nothing was popping off, and we slowly built it up, man. Started slowly bringing in like alternative and old school hip hop. At that point, I was just like, let me consider this as a full-time option. And then we started doing the internationals and building it into a brand, but like a lot of that shit I learned as I went.
I called on my man Soldier one time to set it off. Where's he at? Can't find him.
So 2009 to 2011, it was me, Reiko, and Mingus up until the Raz Cash show. After that, Mingus quit, and then it was just me and Reiko.
A lot of kids come up to us asking us to teach them how to DJ or help them out, and time doesn't really help us with that. So we've put this DVD together, give you some pointers and some tips on how to become a DJ.
Kool Out are those homies for real. They found their niche and worked at making their niche work for them.
ID hit me up, he's like, yo, we're trying to do these Joburg KOLs, doing Kitcheners, we need a host. I was like, all right, let's do it. Originally, it was just the parties. And then eventually it started becoming a thing because they moved up to Joburg. I was the designer. Akil would be coming up with ideas, and then Rico would be out there, helping facilitate, putting together some things. Cutter was roped in as well. It's had to go from just being a party to being a collective of guys that execute ideas for corporates, and going from there to doing bigger events for corporates to dropping albums for corporates, selling ideas and so on and so forth.
Yeah, so all these promoters for you approaching, dude, I really hope you thought it through. Couple grams, no less than a dozen pairs, no gas, my level premium. My top got all the minerals, homie, nothing serious, phony, so hilarious, clone me, I dare you. These other rappers like one chorus, and that was one chorus, you were dumb for it, and they talk shit, then they go for it, then you all think, then you run for it, then you shit, hey, you gun for them like they drop hits, then it's fun for them, when they run shit, you're one for them, then they get big, and they start touring, complain about it since y'all the ones that don't put it there. I got my second win, I'm in my zone again, swag of a millionaire, hunger of Ethiopians, women pump, beat a pump, season 8 for Lovians, heard money trees and those the seeds I wanna pop is hey.
We had ups and downs, and had a few like things that that almost derailed it, but we've stuck really close, and now we've got, you know, Vanessa, who's now with us. She's now a part of Kool Out, and, you know, she's also added like a complete new element to Kool Out, you know, like she runs the business, you know what I'm saying? And she's fucking good at what she does.
So I was in Cape Town for a while and did a few parties for myself, and then Cape Town, the way it's structured as it is, you know, it's kind of hard for a black female to be making a living out there, you know, unless you've got some sort of trust fund. So Joburg literally called. I had no choice. I left kicking and screaming. And I got here with no intention of going back into like parties and all of that. Reason and I linked up, and we're really good friends. He pulled me into the Kool Out fam. Akio sort of solidified the deal.
You know, when you're at a Kool Out party, you walking around and you seeing people that you probably haven't seen in a while, you know, that you wouldn't even expect to see at a Kool Out party. It's about creating new memories, actually, that you can always remember and share with your friends, and that's what we try to focus on, you know what I mean? I mean, we have been involved in events that were like, you know, fucking glamified and shit, but, you know, that's just the money-making aspect, because you gotta grow, you know what I mean? You can't just stay in one spot. You gotta open up lanes for yourself, and that's, you know, also what Akio does as a creative director.
We got one company that invested quite a bit into me, and then at that point, man, we were able to do things without the risk, man. That's how we were able to do Talib Kweli, man. We didn't pay a cent for Talib Kweli. Talib Kweli was paid for straight up by the sponsor. Mobb Deep, straight up by the sponsor. Like, all these things were covered, man. Pheromone, straight up, man. We made it into a space where we were like corporate cool, which is like a combination of like staying true to your brand, but like a certain amount of selling out shit. Like, we don't think it's really selling out. Like, it's just, can't be broke for all your life.
Niggas walk around trying to be up, huh? They really think when you was at home, they was paid. That's why they want to see you either dead or in jail. By the time you hear this, right, you probably be locked up. Trying to hide somewhere along the line, your plan slipped up.
My whole thing with Kool Out Lounge in Cape Town at the waiting room was like, all right, cool. One, we're not going to play commercial music. We're going to play like whatever we want to play. And two, for the open mic, if anybody wants to rap, they must be able to get in and rap.
When we started doing Kool Out at Kitcheners, the open mic thing was so perfect, because that's what Kitcheners was. It was like unknown upcoming artists that were dope. It wasn't about putting on famous people, whatever. We knew we couldn't afford it. The space was too small to even try and do it. It's always been perfect for that environment. So I've always been about it, you know, because those parties were like hip hop underground parties.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are y'all feeling tonight? Just before we go any further, can you please make some noise for my homeboy DJ ID? He was holding it down for the last hour. Can you please make some noise for homeboy DJ ID? Just so you don't get it confused. Just so you don't get it confused. Welcome to the Kool Out Lounge. This is the party where we don't have sparklers on the bottles. All we want is ice. Welcome to the Kool Out Lounge. This is the party where we let the girls wear sneakers instead of all those high heels.
The whole thing about Kool in the City was we wanted to start doing live gigs on rooftop. That same person who goes out on a Friday night to go and drink in a club and just turn up can actually go out on a Sunday afternoon and chill on the rooftop and wild out and meet very cool people. The funniest realization ever, it's just like people actually just like seeing unknown guys rap. And they really look forward to seeing them win or lose. I see it happen all the time. We all look at this guy, because we don't know you and only your friends know you, your friends are cheering, they out there, and then everybody's like, okay, this guy look like he's dope, or this guy look like he's whack. And so it creates some sort of interest, because people are like, yo, is this guy gonna do it or not? And then they give you a chance. And then you fuck it up, and everybody's like,
I said, can you feel this? Cause I'm about to kill it for all my damn misfits. I've been drinking it.
When you kill it, everybody is always like ready to be like, yeah, son, that nigga dope. Yo, give that guy a chance, let him rap again, you know?
I know.
The scene changed dramatically, like to where we are now, you know. That stuff, which was the norm, is now seen like seriously dated. It's always been slightly niche, but now it's like full-blown niche, you know. And I think the fact that they can still bring that element, you know, still introduce music. People still tell me like, oh, you know, the songs that we hear there are not songs that we hear on radio or whatever. It's the first time they're hearing them is there, you know, and after like 3 or 4 parties, they know the songs, and that's to me what DJing is all about. There would always be that 1 or 2 Wednesdays out of the year, which would just be ridiculous, you know, and it'd be everyone. It'd be people you haven't seen for like years, you know. They'll come out. It was like a free gig, you know, so it was easy to just come in. The Wednesday nights were for me, you know, some of the best sets I've ever had.